What's up guys, and welcome back to a new video on this brand new channel. My name is Emile and today my plan is to beat Max Verstappen. Well, you might think, how are you going to beat Max Verstappen from a sim wheel? Recently, or somewhat recently, Max Verstappen went to the Nürburgring Nordschleife to drive an NLS race. If you don't know what NLS stands for, look here. He drove a 4-hour race in a Ferrari 296 GT3 car. During that race, he set a best lap time of, I believe it's a 7 minute 51 seconds. My goal is to try and get as close as possible to a 7:51 5:14. This is around the NLS track. So it's the Nordschleife. In every corner, I have no idea where to brake, but I've got a simple idea of how to drive the sim, and let's see what we can do. So here we are driving the Ferrari 296 GT3. It's made by Racing Studios. They are arguably one of the best Assetto Corsa mod creators. We're just going to turn on the ignition, turn on the car. So let's see how this goes, and let's just drive this beauty of a car. I'm still genuinely amazed by how well Racing Studio make these car mods for Assetto Corsa. I know Max Verstappen is of course a 4-time world champion, a generational driver, and I don't reckon I can get anywhere near his time. Even getting within 20 seconds will be insane. Ooh. I've just realized something. I might need to return back to the pits and drive the other way. Let's see how it goes. So, tires will warm up a bit with that little burnout. So let's see what we can do for our first attempt. Maybe we'll crash in turn 1, but we'll see. This track in itself is just 100% amazing, and 100% just the whole way through. It's just an incredibly tough experience. I have no clue where to brake, but this seems okay. The wheel spin. Wide, and okay, that was a little too wide, but it goes, or it works. Now that I've got a little bit of a straight, I just want to ask, how are you guys doing? Just let me know in the comments, how has been your 2026 so far? It's already been a crazy year, and we've only had 22 days as of the time recording this. As we go onto the Nordschleife now and go onto the actual track, in my opinion. Let's just see how it goes into these first couple turns of the real Nordschleife. Brake early here. These are some curbs you normally want to avoid, but ooh. Our second attempt, almost across the finish line, or the start line actually. It's the same thing anyways. Let's hope we don't die in the first couple mini sectors of this track this time. So as I said last time, you want to kind of avoid these curbs. You can take them a little bit, as I just did. So attempt number 3 right here, as we just crashed twice in the same turn. Let's see if now we can actually do a full lap, or at least a longer lap than what I've just done. As we go back onto the Nordschleife, and let's see what we can do now. Hopefully we do not crash in this first part of the track. I'm just going to take it a little bit easier through here, just to make sure we get through here safely. as we go onto the first main straight and going up to the corner where Jan Mardenborough went flying in his Nissan, as we almost go flying by taking the curb. And well, as I said before, you might want to just avoid most of the curbs on this track, because they most likely are going to kill you. As this little bit is flat, straight into the brakes. Maybe a little bit too early. Early on the power. As we go into a little bit of a straight with some long turns.
Emotional, damn it.
So here we go with our next attempt, which is attempt like 5 million. Maybe this time we can go and complete a full lap into the first chicane and the last corner on the GP track before we go onto the Nordschleife for the hopefully last and final time. As we already almost lost it right there. Taking the curb a little bit more aggressive this time. Braking later than usual. As we almost lost it there, but luckily I kept it on the track and we can still get a pretty solid exit onto the first straight as we go into, I believe, the highest speed corner on this track, which usually is flat. But as I am just not in the mood to crash again, I will just take it easy and just try and complete a lap. I have driven some laps around here, often not completed the laps, but hopefully one day I'll be able to actually drive the car around it, or some kind of race car around it. As it's very dark here, I can barely see where I'm going. So we'll have not a great exit right there. But now, of course, Jimmy Broadbent, Steve Brown, Misha Chirudin and Manny with that BMW M4, where they, I believe, won their NLS series or their class. They just shown that sim drivers can actually win races, can actually get podiums around tough tracks like these. And it's just amazing to see that they have been able to do that. As we go into one of the most iconic corners ever, the carousel. And I usually like to take this a little with one wheel or with two wheels on the inside, two wheels on the banked part, and then just slow down here because I felt like I almost lost it. And of course you will see me braking in weird spots because I just, like I've said so many times, I just have no clue where I'm going, but or at least I have no clue where I'm supposed to brake, especially in this beast of a car. As we go a little wide here, oh no, but we managed to keep it on the track like earlier in the lap. We won't ruin the lap this time, hopefully. And we're still going. And it feels like we're almost done with this lap. I'm not sure. Oh, a little bit of air there, which I didn't see coming. But we still managed to keep going. As we're quite close to the end of the track. Or quite close to the end of the lap. All of this is quite high speed. As I'll slow down early for this upcoming left-hander. Which clearly is a much faster corner. As we go into the last banked part. Onto the final couple corners. Which is very important to get right. You can get quite early on the power here and run it out flat. Onto the last straight of the circuit. And hopefully we can nail the last part. And hopefully complete the lap and see what we can do. And see what our lap will be. As there is the tourist park. 273 kph. 74, 276. 280 almost. 280 kph. As I'll brake early here. Because I know what's coming up and I just don't want to fuck it up this time. As we go into the final turn. Onto the main straight of the GP circuit. Across the line and let's see what our time is. Ooh, I have no clue. Right now, I have no clue what my time was. I've just crossed the finish line, but you guys know it because it was this. And you also saw it when I crossed the finish line because I counted it in the editing of this video. But my finished lap time will have been around 8 minutes and 27 seconds. Or 26, 8:26-ish. Which is, if you count it, about 36-ish seconds slower. I said 36, but I meant 35 seconds. That is quite a lot of time. Thank you for watching this video of me trying to beat Max Verstappen. I think I will make a part 2 of this. And see if I can do a better lap in maybe a couple weeks. Hopefully I will see you in the next video. Which might be me trying to beat this lap record again. Subscribe and like down below. And see you in the next video.